Well, hello. It is a beautiful morning, nice and cool. We went to sleep last night around 9 o'clock. We were all like hanging out of our sleeping bags. None of them were zipped up. Well, around 1 o'clock this morning, we started zipping up our sleeping bags because it got a little cooler than we thought it would. And just leaving Not Maul branch shelter. Downwind was tenting, Blueberry was hammocking, Lost Up High, which is Trey, Fjord, myself were in the shelter, and Johnny Tsunami came in at like midnight. So that kind of woke us up, but there was room in the shelter for him. Our options today are a shelter in 9 miles, a hostel at 16 miles. The hostel is 4 miles off the trail, like down a road, but if you call them, they will come pick you up. And I do believe it's kind of a working farm, so you can work for stay and help out with the farm. But third option is a shelter in 20 miles, 20.1. Now, Fjord is doing the 20.1. Trey, which is still kind of sick. He's on the tail end of a chest congestion cold kind of thing. Wants to do the 16 to get to the hostel. I'm kind of torn because today, if I do a 20-mile day, the first 5 miles are pretty much standard, Appalachian Trail, up, down, up, down. But then miles like 6 through 10 is this really long 5-mile climb. But the grade might not be so bad. I don't know. I'll have to see when I actually get boots on the ground. But the last 10 miles of the day are flat. I mean, it's just, I don't know if it's walking a ridge or just flat, but on the book it's just like, squiggly line. So, which I'm sure are a bunch of little bitty ups and downs, but seems smooth sailing for the last 10 miles. So, kind of leaning towards the 20, just to get another 20 miles done. My feet are feeling so much better. Yesterday I took it slow. I made sure I didn't step on any pointy rocks, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. Now how can I say this to where I don't make people go out there and get themselves hurt and then they try to sue me? Okay, so if someone would have told me to do this before the Appalachian Trail, I would have. If you're coming out on the Appalachian Trail, take whatever shoes you're thinking of using, whether they're trail runners, boots, whatever, and step on Legos. Now, if you're a parent, I'm sure you've had that time where you were sitting on the sofa and you get up to go to the kitchen and walk across the living room and bam, a little 4x4 cube of Lego like gets you right in the foot. Well, that's what we're dealing with out here on the AT. I'm not expecting it. It's under the snow or under the leaves, and it just jumps up and gets you. And you go, ow! And it's like, yeah, it hurts for a minute. But you didn't break your foot. You're not, crippled for life. It just hurt. Well, do that 5 times, relatively short time span, and now your foot is sore. Okay? Do that 50 to 100 times in a day. Now your foot is hurt. And that's what I was dealing with the last 2 days. When we was pushing those high mileage days, when we was hiking through the dark, I was tired. My legs were like rubber bands. I was just, just put one foot in front of the other and just keep going. I wasn't paying attention to, where my feet was landing, especially through the Grayson Highlands. A lot of sharp little rocks over there. And so yeah, just like I say, if you're planning for the AT, and again, don't hurt yourself, don't injure your feet, but if you want to possibly toughen up the bottoms of your feet, seriously, if you got a stairwell at your house, sprinkle some Legos on it. Be careful, don't like slip and fall down a flight of stairs, break your neck. I don't want that to happen. But whatever shoes you're thinking about bringing on the trail, see how they handle stepping on sharp little bumpy objects. And maybe one little 2x2 block of Lego isn't going to make a difference. Well, build a little pyramid with them. Take like a 2x4 and a 2x4, and then put like another 2x4 on top of them, just to tie them together, and then put like a little 2x2 in the top center of that. Make a little pyramid, and step down on that. See how it feels through your shoe, because like when I was trying to rapidly go downhill, and I was just shuffling through the leaves, just going, trying to make up time and keep going. I was just stepping on them, and you just ouch, and you keep going. It's like, that was a rock. Well, after you do that 100 times a day, yeah, your foot's not happy. So just as a little exercise, if you're gonna go out walking, or using a Stairmaster, or going to a stadium and just going up and down the stairs, that's what I wish I would have done more of, up and down stairs before I hit the trail. Because walking on a flat highway does not prepare you at all for the Appalachian Trail. I mean, it was exercise. I'm sure that helped in some factor, but step on Legos. Again, not to an extent that you injure your foot. Please do not do that, seriously. But yeah, Lego stomping time. Because that might just give you an edge and toughen up the bottom of your feet, so that when you do get out here, next year or later this year, or even for a section hiking, you don't ouchie on 10-12 rocks and then just be limping for the rest of the day. Because that's why my heels were tore up. Because I was, didn't want to put any weight down on the center of my foot. I was walking on my heels, and that blistered up the back of my heels. Which, after I taped them up yesterday, they're good. One of them I didn't even elect to put tape on this morning, so they're healing up. And then the same way with like the toes on my right foot. I was really stepping on my toes with my right foot, stepping on my heel with my left foot. So when you get a hurt on your foot, your body tries to I guess, handle it the best it can by walking another way. And when you start walking another way, different from the way you've been walking the last 2 months, or the last 32 years of your life, blisters ensue. So just an idea if you want to try and exercise to prepare you for the trail. Seriously, if someone would have told me a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, hey, prepare your feet, walk on Legos, I would have done it. Yeah, I definitely would have tried it. But yep, that's my random ramble of the day. I was thinking yesterday about, there's like video game and toy shops that do the little Lego fire walk for promotions and stuff. Be like, after the Appalachian Trail, I'm going to tour the country looking for those events and just be like, I got this, watch this. No socks, crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh, it was only 20 feet? I was expecting 2,200 miles of Legos. But yeah. Today, it's going to be a nice day. No rain in the forecast. And yeah, there should be some views today, an exposed ridge line that will be going up during that 5 mile up. So, which is kind of cloudy right now, but hey, we'll see what it's like in a couple hours. A little bridge over this little stream. Damn, them beavers been busy. Okay, going up this ridge and ran into somebody who recognized me as Red Mage. You are?
I'm Slow Motion.
Slow Motion, okay.
I'm hiking south to Springer, and I'll have completed the southbound the second time. Then I'll complete my southbound hike. I already did the northbound.
All right.
And just as a point of reference, I'm 73.
73 years old. So, 73-year-old can do it?
Yeah.
Anyone can do it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right. Well, how far are you going today?
Just to the shelter you came from.
Not Darth Maul. Maul, not Branch Shelter?
Not
yeah,
Maul.
Not Maul.
Maul.
Yeah, okay. Well,
yeah, I only do 8 to 10 miles a day.
Okay.
My legs can't take much more. But
well, you're doing it.
I'm doing it.
Awesome.
I'm having fun.
All right. Well, and you were Slow Motion.
Slow Motion.
Okay. So, any YouTube video or Instagram or social media?
No.
Okay. Well.
I don't.
All right. Well, Slow Motion. Great meeting you.
Yep.
And enjoy your hike. It's mostly downhill from here.
Yeah, and you got the opposite.
Yeah.
There's no water between Walker Gap and Jenkins.
Yeah, I'll probably hit wherever the next water is. I'll hit it.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
You too, Slow Motion. Have a great hike.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing your videos when I...
Deer Trail. You slowly roll all along the ridge, and then you get to this, and it's like, huh? Oh, my goodness. Oh. I'm working for my supper tonight, people. Let me tell you that. So I'm going up this and this tree was across the AT, so I found a place to sit down for a minute. The trail goes up this way, and I'm looking at this long ridge right here in front of me. I don't think I'm near the top yet. It's only it's almost 11:30. I didn't calculate me reaching the top of the ridge until closer to 1. So that means I still got more hours to do this up. It's not so much of a bad up, it's just, it doesn't stop, it keeps going. Slow motion told me that there wasn't much water between the shelter and where we were at, so the first little stream I hit, I went ahead and refilled the Mio and my smart water. And then went a little farther and actually found a stream that did cross the AT. It was trickling right across the AT, and I'm like, well, maybe you meant from that point on, which, you know, up here on a ridge, there's really no source for water. So, but yep, plan to get to Chestnut Shelter, and that's where I'm going to have lunch. This tree actually makes a pretty good seat. But now I gotta get up and keep walking. In the book, this is listed as a pond with a spring on the north side of it, which is the far side. There's a little blue blaze on that rock right there, a little path that leads down and around. I'm not gonna walk over there, look for the spring. The book says that's like your best shot at water before the shelter that's up here. I like doing things the hard way and carried my water up the mountain because, you know, why not, right? But yeah, I say there's water that way, but I'm good. You know that feeling when you hike 5 miles to get to the top of a mountain and you get a view? Well, you might not know what it feels like. You can see what it looks like. And I might not even be all the way to the top yet. So, still looking for that shelter for my lunch spot. Chestnut Knob Shelter. This thing is amazing. Like, when you think of a shelter on the AT, you couldn't get more shelter than this. Stone building, spring-loaded, heavy door. Let me get in here. Hopefully there's enough light. Look at this thing. It's got solid bunks. It's got mice traps down there. Plenty of hanging space. A ladder for some reason. Glass windows, plexiglass windows, don't know. Yeah, this thing is solid. This is a solid shelter. So, yeah, awesome place. But we're not staying here. We're going another 10 miles to the next shelter. Fjord did it again. She left a little sketch in the book, trail sketches, of Chestnut Knob Shelter. Amazing. Okay, so the easy second part of the day is going to have us walking along this ridge. And it's basically, you come from down there, you come up a hill, you go down, you go back up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yes, they're not very big ups. But this one, that was steep. So, only 8 something miles left in the day, so nothing to it but to do it. I'm tired. I have about 3 more miles to go. 2.5 of them are going to be downhill. Hasn't been much water on this section. Awesome rock formations though. Big giant boulders all around. For the last mile, I've pretty much been in like zombie mode. It's like my brain shut down higher functions and the feet and legs are just going. But I'll get to camp. I'll get to shelter. In daylight. There's still enough time. But that easy 20, no. Not Maul branch shelter. Up to Chestnut. You know, that 5 mile long up. That had some difficult sections, but it was just a long up. These last 10 miles from that shelter, Chestnut, to this one I'm going to, whew. Yes, it's been on a ridge, but some of those little ups and downs were steep and really made you work to get up them and down them. So Trey stayed at the road a mile behind me. He's going to that St. Luke hostel, and Fjord wants to do like 24 tomorrow, which is reasonable because, you know, one shelter's at like 12 and the next one's at 24 or something like that. And while my feet don't hurt at the moment, I just don't see myself doing a 24 tomorrow. So I may be finding a little spot to put my tent up tomorrow afternoon and just doing like a 15 or so, something comfortable, or I'll plan out a campsite tonight when I get to the shelter. But man, for starting the day so full of energy, I've really crashed out, and I still got 3 miles left. Well, most of it's downhill, so I suppose I could always just roll up like a hedgehog and boulder myself down the hill. Oh, that'd be fun, right? For a couple feet at least. Oh. Whew.